Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for October 29th, 2021. So today I have a massive amount of stuff to show you. Every single week I keep thinking I'm going to have nothing to show next week because it all came this week, but that's not happening. What happened was the labels were just pushing back everything in the summer. They were having such delays getting product into the stores. You know, release dates were being pushed back. And we had really, real slim summer. A lot of those releases are getting pushed into the holiday season because manufacturers, labels, they all want to get everything into the stores for the holidays. And yeah, now we're seeing huge quantities of stuff coming through. So that is what we have here, a huge amount of new arrivals, and it's going to take me a little while to show you guys, but a lot of killer stuff in here. Also, Blue Note just announced for pre-order the next 4 titles in the Blue Note Classic series. They're getting a little bit more adventurous with these titles, which I'm kind of a fan of. You know, they started off with some of the heavy hitters, but another thing too, we're getting 4, December 10th, 4 titles, assuming any delays, but this is nice. They're really pumping them out. Reuben Wilson's Love Bug, Jimmy Smith's Home Cookin', Herbie Nichols, the Prophetic Herbie Nichols, Volume 1 and 2, and introducing Kenny Cox, really good album. The Reuben Wilson's great. He does a lot of killer covers on a lot of his albums. Jimmy Smith, Home Cookin' is classic. The Kenny Cox, great record. I'm not really familiar with the Herbie Nichols, but looking forward to those 4 titles on December 10th. Knock on wood here, barring any delays. But also, I talked to you guys very briefly about it, and I'll run you through this in a minute. But I bought a massive quantity of mobile fidelity stuff, analog production stuff, DCC stuff, all mostly sealed audiophile stuff. I would say the bulk of it is from the last 10 years, but there's sealed Beatles, MoFis. I mean, there's stuff going back into the 80s, late 70s. I'm going to show you guys some of that, but go online to the website. If you click in the top, Shop Now, you'll see a tab that says Pre-Owned Records. We do have a pre-owned section on the store webpage. I don't list a ton of stuff on the pre-owned section, but these MoFis are all on the pre-owned section of the website, or you could just do, search Bill Evans, but you could see everything that is in the pre-owned tab. Although this is pretty much all, sealed stuff, new. I put it in pre-owned because it's not in-print stuff. It's not stuff that I can reorder. These are out-of-print records. They just happen to be sealed. So I'll show you that in a minute. All right, let's get to this week's new arrivals. All right, so we got the new remix of Momentary Lapse of Reason, Pink Floyd. This is half speed master, cut at 45 RPM for enhanced audio quality. I will say this is a heavy record. When I got, when I was receiving the order, the boxes of these things were massive. So you got 2 nice chunks of vinyl in there on a 24-page booklet, 180 gram, remixed in 2019 from the original master tapes. I'm not a huge fan of the David Gilmour era Pink Floyd. I much prefer the Roger Waters solo stuff that came after it. But this is a good album. Definitely the best of the David Gilmour era Pink Floyd stuff. Okay. About time this got reissued. REM. New Adventures in Hi-Fi. This is the 25th anniversary edition. This is remastered audio with lacquers cut by Kevin Gray. So nice to see Kevin getting a little bit of cred on just a normal mainstream release and not something really audiophile. But, everything that man cuts typically sounds fantastic, so I have high hopes for this one. The very best of Motorhead. Everything Louder Forever. This is, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, this is an exceptionally well done, almost looks like a plastic cover, embossed, gold foiling. This almost is like a plastic. Probably is. Really, really nice. What is this? Quadruple LP. So pretty much a 4-disc greatest hits collection. Really nice. Poison. Look what the cat dragged in. Just a reissue from Friday Music. Super limited. I'm pretty sure these are sold out everywhere, but the White Stripes are doing a reissue of this is the 20th anniversary of White Blood Cells, but they did an indie exclusive, which this is. This is essentially, they call a pinwheel vinyl. It is white vinyl with red stripes, meant to look like a peppermint. I read online this is actually cut from the original Analog Master tape as well. Real nice tip-on jacket, you know, heavy cardboard cover. Really, really well done. And I went online and looked at some photographs of them. The records look quite awesome, how they did it. Wayne's Blood, Titanic Rising. This is the indie exclusive on Rainbow Vinyl. And yeah, looks like she's a pretty cool cover. She is underwater in her bedroom. Bryson Tiller. Bob Dylan. This is a restock. I just threw this in here because this has been an album that this Springtime in New York, this bootleg series, volume 16, 1980 to 85. This has gotten a lot of really good press. Recommended by a lot of the audiophile magazines. People have been asking about it, and it's been out of stock for quite some time. So figure I'll let you guys know I've got a restock of it. Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. 2 LP on clear vinyl featuring, let's see, so yeah, this is a new studio album on clear vinyl from Mastodon. Larkin Poe, really good. Recommend them. Blues Act. A couple of younger girls. There's quite a lot of video of them on YouTube. They're really good. New album, live in concert, Paint the Roses. I will have to give that a listen to. The War on Drugs, I Don't Live Here Anymore. This is a limited edition, probably an indie store exclusive on blue vinyl with the kind of the semi fold over cover. Kind of looks like kind of similar to an old school Unipack, to where, yeah, it's like a Unipack cover to where they cut the flap off. Kurgerbin, Mordecai remixes. Let's see, the Mouse Rat. This is the Awesome album. Music from the Universal Television Original Series Parks and Recreation. This is indie store exclusive, pressed on orange wax. What is this from Music on Vinyl, limited to 2000? Morchibia, The Antidote. This is number 751, 2,000 of them, yeah. It is on red vinyl. All right, what is this? New album by Danzig? Danzig 5. Limited edition. So this is the spine, but they were nice enough to put the hype sticker there sideways and crooked. Oh boy. Jefferson Starship. Oh no, this is just Starship, excuse me. Greatest Hits relaunched. So it looks like a little bit of a Greatest Hits compilation. Built This City, of course, and a bonus track of Don't Stop Believin'. Okay, so this is a recommended record from me a while back. Highly, highly recommend this. The Monkees. So we got the self-titled Monkees. This is the Run Out Groove edition. I showed this 5 months ago. It came, it sold out immediately. I ordered a bunch of them from every one of my vendors, but they sold out immediately. Run Out Groove is a label that does everything made to order. So I've talked to you guys about this in the past. If you get that thing months in advance, they say, okay, how many you want? They get total orders of 1,871. They make 1,871 of them. And that's what they did with this. So this is long out of print. One of my vendors that I ordered this from never sent me my order, and then they contacted me months later and said, you know, hey, we got them. Would you like them? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. What's cool about this is all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes. Monkees albums are next to impossible to find in even playable shape, let alone an audiophile, all analog Kevin Gray cut title in a nice jacket. I mean, it's great. It's the original album, and then you've got a bonus disc. But all analog, Kevin Gray cut Monkees. Finally got a restock of Steely Dan's Asia. This is the Back in Black reprint. It's just, there's been no Steely Dan in print. This is a label that I can't preach this enough. This label needs to be in print. Oh, excuse me, this band needs to be in print. And there's really nothing. I have to import this from Europe. but I do have it. Nat King Cole, this is a Sentimental Christmas. I looked at this earlier this morning when I was processing the order, and I really want to look at this because it says classic holiday favorites reimagined, featuring all new arrangements, restored vocals, and 5 brand new duets. I'm going to have to look this up. I almost feel like they went back to the multi-tracks, assuming, but this was probably done on 3 tracks. I'm guessing Nat's vocals were on one of them. And I feel like they essentially took Nat's vocals and then threw it on, threw new music to it. But I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look it up. It looks really interesting. I've told you guys the last couple of weeks, holiday records. Do not wait on holiday records. They typically come one and done, and then you don't get them anymore. You don't wait till December 15th to buy your Christmas records. There's not going to be any. So get those now. I am Lindsay Lohan. I ordered this. I have no idea. I had no clue that she put out music. But yeah. Confessions of a Broken Heart. Daughter to Father. Alabama Shake, Sound and Color. So this is a deluxe edition, 2LP. This is on red, black, and pink mixed colored vinyl. So kind of a splatter vinyl of sound and color. So just kind of a special edition of some kind. Yeah. Speaking of holiday records, one of the greatest Christmas records of all time. I got almost none of these the first time around. Vince Guaraldi Trios, Charlie Brown Christmas, an iconic Christmas album. But yeah, I think last time I got these, they sent me like 2. And you order boxes of these things and they send you 2, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. An indie exclusive came out the following week, which was on peppermint colored vinyl. But I finally got my original order of the foil edition. Foil edition because it is a foil cover. So, got it now. Won't have it next week. Billy Preston's Encouraging Words. This is a fantastic Billy Preston album. I was shocked when they reissued this. This is kind of an interesting hype sticker. Essentially, it tells you right on the hype sticker. George, 1970 album, co-produced Billy Preston, George Harrison. Available on vinyl for a limited period. So on the hype sticker, Universal is kind of telling you to buy this because it's now or never. Speaking of Run Out Groove, they did the Monkees title. This month's release is Old 97's Fight Songs. This is number 1781. This is a triple disc. So yeah, it looks like disc 1 is the original master. Disc 2 is a 2001 remix. And then you've got unreleased demos, all of disc 3. All right, Friday Music is doing a slew of reissues from the Alice Cooper Band. Here is Killer. Always good, Alice Cooper lives in Arizona. Always good to have Alice Cooper records in stock. Every single time he does like a signing or like an appearance, everybody who's planning on going to it comes in and cleans me out of all the Alice Cooper so they get their albums autographed. He's actually a really good signer. He's not one of these guys, I heard Paul McCartney came out and said he's never going to sign autographs anymore. Kind of like Ringo. Very disappointing. I don't care that these guys have that policy, but to come out, I feel like it's just like bad publicity, Just don't do it. I don't know if I would come out and say, I'm not going to take photos with anybody anymore or sign autographs. It's like you made it this far. Paul's in his 70s. But Alice, on the other hand, is actually a really good signer, really friendly. I've talked to countless people who've met him that have come into the store, whether it's golfing, sandwich shops, grocery stores. He's nice, he's friendly, and he signs autographs. So it's always good to have Alice stuff in stock. This is something that I've thought has been needed to be done for quite some time. They need to put Whitney's catalog in print, but I will always love you, the very best of Whitney Houston. This is a 2-disc greatest hits. So many of these tracks, her stuff from The Bodyguard, pretty much not in print. The Bodyguard originally came out, I think it's like maybe Europe, Brazil. It was a very limited release on vinyl originally, so a lot of these tracks needed a vinyl release, and here we go. I Will Always Love You. I love that soundtrack. I play it in the store all the time, and people like look at me sideways like, why is he blaring Whitney Houston in the store? Fantastic. Fantastic soundtrack. Deep Purple, there's 2 of these this week. This is Live in Australia 2001. Deep Purple 3-disc set. These are all numbered to 5,000. This is 968 of 5,000. And let me grab the other one. This is in London 2002. This is 149 of 5,000. I feel like on one of these titles, I got most of the numbers I got were below 100. So I got most of the early copies of, I think it's this particular title, the London title. Speaking of good holiday records, this is a record that really needed to be in print. This is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Christmas Eve and Other Stories. This is, according to the hype sticker, it's never gotten a vinyl release. And it has probably their most famous piece of music on it, which is Christmas Eve. You've heard it a gazillion times, movies and whatnot. My wife's trying to get me to go see them this year, so we're probably going to do that. This is the holiday record that you guys have all been waiting for. It's this particular artist's most expensive record, if you find an original. John Denver and the Muppets. And yeah, I don't think John Denver is the one propping up the price on this if you find an original. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a $100 record or anything, but I feel like, I'm really thinking this is his most expensive record. John Denver and the Muppets. A Christmas Together. But yeah. Another Rocktober title, the very end of Rocktober. Stephen Trask, Hedwig and the Angry Itch. Cast recording available on vinyl for the first time, pressed on pink vinyl with custom etching. Oh man, these collected comps, they always sell really, really well, but they're typically, they sell well, they're really limited, they're greatest hits comps. They've not been as cool as this one. Motown Collected. So this is numbered to 3,000. They're on white vinyl, double disc, 33 classic Motown songs. The thing about Motown is the label is amazing, right? But a lot of those early albums, those early Marvin Gaye albums, those early Supreme albums, Four Tops, a lot of those records had absolutely killer music on it, but some of the throwaway tracks on them are awful. So I'm a huge fan of the Motown comps. I'm not a greatest hits kind of guy, but the comps when it comes to Motown are kind of the way to go. But yeah, double disc, Michael Jackson, I mean, there's everything. Everything you can imagine from the 80s. It even actually goes a little bit later. So you got Rick James, Super Freak, Lionel Richie, the later Lionel Richie. So this is 60s all the way, really through the 80s. These sell really, really well. They're always really limited. They sell out. There's like a Marvin Gaye one. I think they've done probably about 10 of these music on vinyl. But they always sell out. All right, we got a restock in from Intervention Records. Intervention's a killer label. Most of their stuff is mastered, I want to say, by Kevin Gray, including the Flying Burrito Brothers here. All analog. Really nice, heavy-duty tip-on jacket. Great audiophile titles through and through. Flying Burrito Brothers. They did Gene Clark's White Light. You can see, I'll show you on one of these, they did Joe Jackson's Look Sharp. This has, Is She Really Going Out With Him? I don't know if you guys remember, there was a TV show maybe about 15 years ago that was called Is She Really Going Out With Him? I like that show. When I saw this, as I was processing the order, it made me think of it. It lasted like 10 episodes and then it was canned. But yeah, that was the opening song for it. And the newest one is The Church, Starfish. Let's see, who did... Yeah, so this was done by Ryan K. Smith. So, this is an audiophile label through and through. But they're actually using kind of that Neil Young modern SPARS code on it in the back. 100% analog from the original master tape. I'm thinking they'll probably use that going forward. I hope more labels start to do it. But unbelievable quality. Heavy cardboard. I mean, great label. Great label. OMD. Architecture. The singles. This is a triple disc. The 3 original singles on 45 RPM colored vinyl, featuring unreleased demos, rough mixes, live at Drury Lane performances for the first time on vinyl. Really nice, well put together. This is kind of like the Who's Tommy, the original cover. It's like a trifold cover. Talked about this many times. Saw OMD a couple years ago. It was a killer show. Couple Sub Pop. I don't know if these are new arrivals or new for us, but Iron and Wine. Clipping. Goat. Clipping. Floating Features. Colleen Green. Carleen Green again. Leilou's Weirdo Shrine. Also got their new album. I think I showed that last week. It's Alive. This is a new arrival. Comes in a deluxe box. I'll show you guys, but it also comes in a standard, what is this, triple disc, trifold. Bob's Burgers, Volume 2. Mudhoney. Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. This is the 30th anniversary edition. La 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 La. First run on colored vinyl. Tells you right on it, it's a first pressing. Low Hey What. Salou 9. Uh-oh. Nubia Garcia. Yeah, that sounds about right. Cool cover. No clue what it is. New studio album from My Morning Jacket. This was actually a really heavily allocated title because I got the Indie Store exclusive. This is on orange vinyl with yellow splatter. Big Thief Masterpieces. Here's another really exclusive title that I was allocated on. I don't show too many 7 inches, but Katy Perry did a 7-inch this year for the holidays. Cozy Little Christmas. Cozy Little Christmas on side A, and there's an instrumental on side B. Mad Doctor of Blood Island. Limited to 1,000 copies. Voivod. This came out a while ago, but I sold out of them in pre-order, but I finally got a restock. But this is really the first time I'm showing this to you. This is the 30-year anniversary edition of Elliott Smith's debut album, remastered from the original source material. So that means digital file. But they're pretty much telling you that the original source material was a digital file. Porcupine Tree's Stupid Dream. Remastered by who? Steve Wilson, of course. A couple of soundtracks. Goblin Zombie. Iconic Goblin score. Latin Funk Soul. Say George Carolina from Mr. Bongo. Limited edition clear vinyl for record lovers. This is actually a great label. I'm not familiar with this at all, but this is one of those labels that I see this and I'm like, you know what, I gotta listen to this. Echo in the Bunny Man. Flowers, reissued on vinyl for the first time. Pressed on white vinyl. Another Goblin soundtrack, Sarsaparilla. And Profondo Rosso, another Goblin soundtrack. Erasure, The Innocents. This This is like a record store day release with the amount of stuff I'm showing you guys. Donna Summer, I'm a Rainbow, recovered and recolored. Reimagined and remixed. I showed you guys 2 titles in the original Dollar Trilogy, but for some reason I didn't get the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly until this week. I got a restock on all of them, so I've got the other 2 titles from the Dollar Trilogy. But most important, one of the most, I mean, this is like with Star Wars, Superman, I mean, this is one of the most iconic movie scores of all time. This has the Ecstasy of Gold on it. All 3 soundtracks are amazing, but this is the better of the 3. Ennio Morricone's, yeah, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Limited edition, crystal clear vinyl with, I think this is, I'm almost positive this is the original art that came out in Italy. So this is the original artwork. You know, the artwork we got here in the United States was pretty lame, but I'm pretty sure, I feel like this was the original artwork. I've had the original Italian version on my Discogs want list for like 9 years. Haven't gotten it as of yet, so probably never going to come. The Vapors, Nuclear Days reissued on vinyl for the first time on black and yellow split color vinyl. And we're kind of sneaking this one in at the end, but there's not very many of them, so most people are going to get SOL on this one. Type O Negatives, October Rust. They did a really, really small release on this. I think I've got a couple Type O Negatives now, finally in stock. Runout Groove is starting to put some of their stuff into print. This is by the Runout Groove. This, I don't believe these are numbered, but they were heavily allocated. Okay, so I've got more new releases and whatnot back here, but let's take a look at some of the MoFi stuff. So this is kind of a sampling, again, of some of the MoFi stuff that is on the website. Again, go under the pre-order tab. I've got old One Steps, Mingus, Bill Evans. I think there's some Marvin Gaye's on there. I think I'm going to have a full run of MoFi One Steps on the website, even going back to the Abraxas. Good chunk of Miles Davis original MoFi Milestones. I'm pretty sure I got Sketches in Spain. Jack Johnson on the corner. Maybe a couple, 2, 3 others. Kind of Blues still in print. A few of them are still in print. These are not. Bob Dylan's Love and Theft. This one is limited to 3,000, so this was a pretty rare one when it came out. The Dead Live. Here's an older one. Like I said, most of these are probably within the last 10 years, but there was some stuff. If you go on the website, there was some Paul Simon DCC, some original sealed Beatles stuff, original sealed King Crimson, Court of the Crimson King on the website. He had some sealed stuff from the 80s, but he really started buying heavy in the last 10 years. Bunch of Pixie stuff. There's Bossa Nova, Tromp, Train, Drops Over Jupiter. This is by far and away one of my absolute favorite MoFi titles of all time. They're not cheap. They only made 3,000 of them, and it's Billy Joel's greatest hits. This is just right for the price it commands. This is not a cheap record, but this is the old school MoFi box when they hand numbered them on the back. All the Billy Joel titles are a couple $100 pretty much at this point. This is quite a bit more than that, but really, truly one of the best records they've done in the last 10 years. The 33 of Carole King's Tapestry. Again, this is a small sampling of some of the stuff that was in this collection. This was a guy who pretty much was buying these things knowing they were going to go up. It was kind of an investment for him, but he decided to sell because he's making a move and he doesn't want to transport this stuff. Boxes of MoFi titles are not light. Weezer Blue. But check out the pre-owned tab, see the rest of the stuff. And I'll be putting more up in the next week or two. Got a restock from Analog Productions from my top 10 imprint analog R&B soul blues records you should own. Otis Blue. Unbelievably good record with the original version of Respect that Aretha Franklin later covered. Starting to get all of the Doors titles back in print from Analog Productions. I will tell you this, I got Strange Days. I got a few more titles on the way. I got Morrison Hotel that came here as well. I'll show you in a minute. Don't sleep on these titles, guys. There was a point in time a year ago where none of these were in print, and the box sets were selling for like $1,500. All the individual titles were going for like $200. When these go out of print, they are going to be very expensive. Get them while they are not very expensive. From my top 10 in print R&B and blues records, this is the 33 RPM version of that, but Muddy Waters Folk Singer, one of the absolute best sounding blues albums of all time, and an amazing record altogether. Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. Like Someone in Love, Ella Fitzgerald. One of the great series that Analog Productions has done, The Wonderful Sounds of Male Vocals. Great record. Morrison Hotel. This is actually the last of the titles that have gone back in print. They've all pretty much come out recently now, but man, even a couple months ago, this was a $200 record. All right. The Pond, 9. Halloween's Pink Bubbles Go Ape, limited edition, 30th anniversary splattered vinyl. Bryson Tiller. DJ Abilities. Rare Earth. This is a, what is this? Culture Factory title. They only do 2,000 of these on red vinyl. These pretty much always sell out and I'm not able to reorder them. Showed that. Whitechapel. Kin. This is Cayenne and Black Discs. Haven't been able to get this in a while, but I got a European import of the Fuji's The Score. Dave Akumu. Knoppers. Interesting cover. White Snake's Restless Heart on a nice 25th anniversary edition, newly mixed. Available on vinyl for the very first time. Nice foil cover. Here's some more of those Friday music reissues of the Alice Cooper stuff. Alice Cooper's greatest hits. Music on vinyls, Annihilator. Never Neverland did 3,500 of these on velvet purple colored vinyl. This is number 245. Hootie and the Blowfish. Cracked Rear View. Probably one of the most common CDs of all time. You'll see it everywhere you go. CDs are sold, but not common on vinyl. Saxton's Denim and Leather. This is a 40th anniversary splatter vinyl version. All right, I talked to you guys about these last week, but I did not show them. The Rolling Stones Tattoo You. I've got the single disc version of it, the 2-disc version of it, which is what most people would pretty much want, which is the album itself with all the unreleased tracks. I think there's 9 unreleased lost and found rarities on there. They do a cover of Drift Away, which is just a god-awful song to begin with. So, I mean, they make it marginally better, but there's a really good version of Start Me Up, kind of the reggae version of it. But I've had a good time. I've enjoyed listening to this. I've listened to the box set a few times in the store. The Wembley concert on this is unbelievably great. I love that late 70s, early 80s Stones. Everything is faster paced. Sounds, you know, it's a live concert. It's not of today's sound quality as far as live concerts go, but it's not an audience recording either. I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's well done. But yeah, the Rolling Stones Live is, you know, that's the 5 LP set. This is the 4 CD. Massive book, 4 CD. This is the CD Super Deluxe box set. That's the vinyl deluxe box set. And they also did a single disc and a double disc CD. And we have all of those. But I've enjoyed the live concert the most. The live tracks, the Start Me Up Reggae version's really good. But the live concert, the Wembley show, good times. All right. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This is a live box set, so 1970 to 1997. So this is essentially 5 concerts. Iconic locations too. So I mean, the Isle of Wight, the Royal Albert Hall, Ontario Motor Speedway, and of course Union Hall in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, unbelievable. So yeah, I was really shocked when I was looking at this. I'm like, yeah. And then I saw Phoenix. I'm like, look at that. The last show from 1997, included on the box set, is, from Phoenix, Arizona. Go Phoenix. Really well done. Looks good. I seen Greg Lake with one of, I think it was in 2000, 2001, the Ringo Starr All-Star concert. He was on that tour. But yeah, this looks pretty nice. Everybody's got to own some vinyl with a Phoenix show on it, right? There's not many of them. Okay, showed you the CD. Super, super limited. Breaking Bad. Music on vinyl box set. So this is essentially first, second, third, fourth, and fifth season soundtrack. The thing is with this, they didn't make many of them. This is a 5-disc, 10-inch box set, but they only made 400 of these. So 400 copies on green, blue, yellow, purple, and red vinyl. This is number 364. And I said I will show you this at the end. This is the Super Deluxe version of the Bob's Burgers Music Album Volume 2. This is a massive box set. And of course, because it is on Sub Pop, it is not massive money. 3 LPs, vinyl, in a book-style jacket. I mean, you got sheet music, lyric book, posters, and 90 of your favorite songs from the show. Yeah. Bob's Burgers, Volume 2. All right, guys, that is it. Check us out online at www.theingroove.com. Until next time.